Amid the roar of fighter jets and the thunder of bombs, something strange drifts through the smoke-choked skies over Gaza. A single fragile white feather. A symbol of peace daring to exist where peace itself seems impossible. The peace seems impossible because this is almost a war of the civilizations. The crisis is existential for both the Israelis and the Palestinians, where the mere existence depends on the extermination of the other. For 2 long years, Gaza has been caught in an unending storm. The current spate of bloodbath broke about 2 years ago with a brutal Hamas terror attack on Israel, an event that shook the world, leaving behind rage, grief, and a thirst for vengeance. Israel's response was swift, relentless, and unforgiving. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to dust. Over 70,000 Palestinians have been killed, and numbers continue to rise. Tens of thousands have been injured. Hospitals and healthcare systems crumbled. Schools turned to rubble. Entire governance and support systems of Gaza have been wiped into oblivion. The Israeli Defense Forces, or the IDF, claimed Hamas was embedded among the civilians. And so the collateral damage became a grim part of the narrative. In Gaza today, there are almost no families left untouched by death. Every home bears a scar, a missing father, a wounded child, a buried memory. Meanwhile, Hamas still holds around 48 hostages out of the nearly 251 abducted on the Black Day, October 7th. The only way to end the hostilities was the intervention by the US to rain down its ally Israel. President Donald Trump, now back in the global spotlight, couldn't sit still watching another Middle East peace effort turn into a diplomatic farce. His options were also thinning out, because Israel was also crossing the line and had bombed another of Trump's close ally, Qatar. So he had sent his interlocutors, that included close business ally Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner, to Sharm el-Sheikh to help negotiators from Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, Israel, and Gaza hammer out a ceasefire. What emerged was a 20-point peace plan which revolved around the three main issues. Hamas must release all the hostages, including the bodies of the dead. Israel must gradually withdraw the IDF from Gaza. And finally, Hamas must disarm. Simple, but utterly fragile, because as everyone in that room knew, the first step might be achievable. But the second and the third, they were like trying to build a bridge over quicksand. Even concluding the first condition could be tricky, as many hostages may no longer be alive. Some perished in bombings, others are buried under mountains of rubble. The Hamas fighters, who might have known where their bodies lie, are themselves dead. How then can you even begin a ceasefire when your first step, the release of hostages, is already tangled in a tragedy? And then comes the impossible part, disarmament. Hamas refuses to lay down weapons, saying it can't trust Israel. Israel refuses to withdraw troops until Hamas is dismantled. A perfect deadlock. A peace plan where every step depends on the other, yet none can move first. The eternal chicken and egg of Middle Eastern diplomacy. It is not that Trump is not aware of the challenges. He appreciates Hamas's distrust for Israel. So to address the issue, he quietly arranged for 200 US troops being stationed in Israel and Gaza, whose sole objective is to ensure monitoring of the implementation of his peace plan. According to news reports, this he has ensured without consulting Prime Minister Netanyahu.
We have received guarantees from the mediating brothers and from the American administration, all of whom confirm that the war has ended completely.
Still, in the dust and despair, the white feather continues to drift. Perhaps it's naive, perhaps it's foolish, but it's there, a symbol of what could be. Trump's push, whatever one thinks of him, has at least forced the guns to pause, even if briefly. It's a rare moment when both sides looked up from their trenches and remembered that peace, however fragile, is still possible. At globalheadwinds.com, we continue to track every whisper from Sharm el-Sheikh, trying to separate hope from illusion. Because history tells us peace in Gaza never lands easily. It flutters, hesitates, and too often falls before it can rest. But maybe, just maybe, this time the feather will find a place to settle. And if it does, much of the credit will go to a man who dared to push the impossible, Donald Trump, trying once more to broker peace where others only found war.